My dog loves to run, play catch, and cuddle, but lately he seems a bit down. I'm confused as he hasn't paid rent in months, gets constant free food, and sleeps on a human bed. Recently, he's been doing nothing but sighing loudly. It seems like he's depressed. I figured the best way to find out what was wrong with him was to get him to communicate his issues. My initial idea was to see if he can communicate through common words such as hello, woof, and world domination.
Come, sit, speak, 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 speak.
I thought if I taught him this, he would be able to talk to me. When that clearly didn't work, I tried to get him to study human language, and after many hours, I realized he had learned nothing. He kept getting distracted, going on his phone, and looking at golden retrievers. But I can't blame him. At least he has good taste. My last resort was to see if I could cheer him up through other means. I thought maybe if he paid his fair share in rent, he would feel happier about life. Or if he had money to spend on fun things, he could enjoy himself. Instead, he just looked even more sad. Turns out, money can't buy happiness. I figured getting a robotic button would be the best idea. However, all the options online were either really expensive or required multiple buttons for phrases. I wanted something singular with multiple phrases that I could control and program myself. While coming up with some ideas, I found this programmable soundboard on Adafruit, which has a 3.5mm headphone jack, and luckily I had a speaker laying around my garage that connected to it. A few factors I had to keep in mind with my design and build process was, my dog has a lot of attitude. Like, a lot. He's Australian, he's extremely blind, and gets easily distracted. And unfortunately for him, when he was born, he put all his character points in charisma. I figured a large profile button would suit him perfectly. The first thing I did when designing the button was to design a simple housing for all the electronics, and ended up 3D printing it in my garage. I then tested the circuit to make sure everything worked and the button was functioning as intended. However, this initial design used an external speaker plugged into the button. I wanted the circuit to be less complex and use fewer components. I tried multiple circuit designs with multiple speakers and configurations until I settled on one that was powered by a single rechargeable battery and 2 speakers. With this design complete, I ended up buying another sound card with an amplifier, some new speakers, a battery, and a recharge circuit. Now it was time for the voices. I figured since he's Australian by nature, some cheeky lines would be acceptable in his vocabulary. I found an awesome site to create AI Australian voices and use them in my project. Out of all the voices on the website, I chose the perfect one for my dog.
Oi mate, I gotta drop my shrimp on the barbie.
And after incorporating it into the button, it was time to test.
I know you can hear me, bitch. I gotta go out.
Now came the hardest part, training my dog to use the button.
Cooper, touch.
I figured using the bathroom was the best form of communication. So we trained, and trained, and trained, and trained. There were some times where his attitude came up and training ground to a halt. But soon, he understood the assignment and quickly grasped the concept of the button.
Touch. Good boy. Touch. Good boy. Good thing this thing is sturdy.
During this testing, I realized the button was a bit too quiet. I didn't like how I had to charge it from the bottom. I ended up redesigning the button, putting a new housing, and getting a new sound card from Adafruit again because I accidentally fried the last one. After building and soldering the new button, we moved back to final training on the door. He was so used to the button by now that he was hitting it without me prompting him, which was the goal from the start.
Let me go to the loo.
Good boy.
Woof woof, bitch. Now let me out.
Good boy.
Let me out. Let me out. Let me out.
I realized I'd made a grave mistake. He wouldn't stop using the button.
You idiot. Why are you taking so long? I gotta take a piss, mate.
He'd hit the button just so I'd get up and he'd steal my spot on the couch. But who could blame him? He was happy. My dog seems to have gotten a lot of enjoyment from this project and did learn to communicate, just not in the way that I had intended. So if you liked this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any ideas for the future and put them down in the comments. Take care.